folks, and welcome to the Pipnotic Symposium for the 5th of April 2020. Today we're going to have a look at the British pound as requested in the Discord channel. So if we have a look at this, this is all data I have. Surprise is testing some extreme lows. We can also see here that if we look at the currency strength histogram, we have price moving lower, but the histogram beginning to move higher like this, which is a clear indication that we're probably going to have some kind of a bounce. Let's see how well these line up with these extreme readings. Yeah, you can see pretty clearly here that we've got some very clear currency strength divergence. And currency strength divergence is very powerful. Okay, so you have to keep this in mind when you're stalking the charts to find trades. Doesn't mean that you can't sell, it just means you have to be a little bit careful. Okay, so take this information down with us to the smaller time frame. So we'll have a look on the weekly. And here in the weekly chart, if we don't pay attention too much to the histogram, you can see that we're producing some pretty clear lower lows and lower highs here. So if we zoom in a little bit, you can see that we have like some distribution of liquidity here, then price plummets. Okay, and this is interesting. We managed to move below this low here. If we mark off this price point here, we'll notice that it was tested a few times in the past, once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, and then price went through it. Okay, so now it's important to identify the area of supply that caused price to move below that. And if we just mark off, let's just mark off from the high of the deepest retracement since the release, go down to the daily chart, and we'll have a look. Okay, so looking here, I'm just going to move this over here. Okay, so looking here, we had some interesting. Okay, what I'm doing now is I'm looking for areas that consumed opposing areas, and so I'm looking at this here. Here we have the beginning of a buy zone. It's tested once, it's tested twice, and now it's been removed. So I'm going to take my rectangle and move. I'm just going to put it up here for the time being, because we have something up there. Then I start to go to the smaller time frames to find clarity. You can see here nicely that that weekly area, the weekly turnaround, came to a price point that looks pretty interesting, just up here, which lines up nicely with this 4-hour area of supply. So this is logical because after price left here, we moved below this, and we left a few areas of supply in as a result. And you can see we had something here which was tested one time, then it was removed. So we can move this down to here, which the software has already done for us. So I'll just remove that. So we have 4-hour area here. We had this one here, so we had a parent and a child. Price went through the child, went up to the parent. We had a small bounce and price removed it. So this is where, oops, wrong thing. Just going to do it quickly. So we have this, because this one removed the parent. Okay, now price is moving higher. It's tested it once, tested it twice. And before we would engage in, let's say, selling here, which we wouldn't. We want this to be gone because we want there to be a clear road as price moves away from our entry. Okay, and so I wouldn't look here, I would look higher until this is removed. Okay, so this is still in play. We have this area here, which is interesting. We have to go to the smaller time frame to find it. And then up here we have the area that was the daily area that we marked off earlier. So we got a smaller time frame again. You can see here we have a nice area just here, which I like. We have this area. That's nice. We have this 4-hour area, a nested 1 hour. And if we go to the, let me remove this, to scroll over, and we have This is what I like. I like this very much. I like this. I don't like any of this so much, so I'll just remove that. This is the kind of drop that I like. Our price comes down, we test, and then we have a big push away, slingshots, pull back, and then the release. So we have this. We also have this, which I think is quite interesting. If we have a look on a smaller time frame again, we'll probably get some clarity. Yeah, this one's quite interesting. This one is also okay. And that's pretty much it. This one down here, which we can see now very clearly right there. I like this one. This has been tested. I would want to look low, and you can see here the price went away, we came back to it, we went away, we came back to it. So that's telling us to look lower. So just be careful buying it at areas like this. Let's see, these rectangles need updating. There we are. We have a small area of supply here, which is very well formed. So I'm going to put that in there. Let's see if we can get a look on the smaller time frame here at our supplies. Yeah, here we have this. This is interesting here because this is the patterns really. A price came to this area before once, twice, 3 times, and then we went away. So there was something in here that was removed. It was tested a few times, and then this is the one here that removed it. So this is now gone, and this is the one that's currently in play. So this is where I'll be looking for a short. Okay, if you look down here, there's nothing really here. Yeah, this I don't like on this time frame because my attention is brought immediately to the one above. So we have this above because price has already been back to here, so I wouldn't sell here, I'd sell lower. I'm just going to remove this and put on this one here because it's got the bright color. Have our 15-minute color, and if we look here we have this, which is interesting as well. So if we look around here, price has already returned to the origin almost. And we have this here. So we have this. There's nothing really in here. Oh, we have this one right here. It's going to mark this one off. Software found it for us. It's going to mark off the whole area like that. And then we have this one here. I'll remove this and I'll use the right color. That's a nice one. So we'll probably have a bounce there. And the reason again this is nice is because we had kind of price returning to these areas historically. See, we had this here, we had a strong push away, we moved above this high from here, came back into it quite a few times, and then we managed to move down sideways and cut away. So this is a new area of supply just here. Okay, so that would be an interesting one. Yes, that's what I think about the pound American dollar. There are a lot of areas here. Okay, this one's gone. Let me see here. Okay, so this one here was removed by this one here. Very good. Okay, so this, because this one's gone, it brings our attention to this one here because this is the one that cut through it. So this is a beautiful area, been removed by this one. Okay, and price has not been back there yet, so going back to the bigger time frame, see now we have some fresh areas to look at. Okay, so this is kind of like here we have supply, price cut through it, and price will often come back down to roughly the same area, and this nice 50-minute area of demand is nested just inside. And then we have this one here, we have another 4-hour area here, which is interesting, and then we have this nice one here at the top, which I like very much. Okay, so we have a few areas to watch. Hope that was all right. You could probably hear the sound of the streams in the background. We're sitting in, we're on a small break. Bali's under lockdown as well, but we can still go places. So we're just going to remote places around Bali. It's absolutely gorgeous. So right now I'm at a place called Sanak, S-A-N-A-K, and it's a beautiful place located in the middle of the Balinese countryside, kind of in a valley between some mountains, and it's absolutely beautiful, absolutely beautiful. So anyway, I hope you're all doing well. If you have any questions, post them in the video or send them in the Discord channel. Thanks for watching.